In the following video, a babysitter is looking after a girl who, in the video, can be seen playing with her toys.
What you doing over there?
Playing.
Nice.
The reason for filming this video is because it was just earlier that the 5-year-old had said something very creepy to the babysitter. He films this video to record what she said. Take a look.
What was it that you told me earlier about your doll?
When I play hide and seek with my doll, it moves.
You said it moves?
Yeah.
That doll? This doll?
Yeah.
You said it moves?
Yeah.
Like you move it, or? What? When does it move?
When I play hide and seek with her.
When you play hide and seek?
Yeah.
Bro.
This creepy-looking doll apparently comes to life when you play with it, but according to the child, it only moves if you play hide and seek with it. Now the child is only 5, so it could be that she was speaking from her imagination, but this notion didn't stop the babysitter from seeing if it was true. Curious to see if the doll actually moves, the babysitter plays a game of hide and seek. As he plays, he records it.
I'm 10.
We're playing hide and seek. Oh my god! Sadie, you scared me. Don't do that, dude.
Although quite a jump scare, the sitter would much rather be scared by a dog than a haunted doll. Thankfully, as he says, it didn't move. Now, while it may seem that nothing unusual occurred during this night, something happens later that scares the sitter to his core. According to him, the 5-year-old had just been put to bed when suddenly he sees this.
Noticed the dog has been staring at the doll. Looking at it. I'm kind of freaked out right now.
For some reason, the dog stares at the doll for more than a few minutes. Even weirder is that they stare at it from a distance. It's as though they're afraid of getting close. Given what was said about the doll, this strange occurrence is made creepy. But fast forward to just a few hours later, and something way creepier is caught on camera. The sitter is taking a nap inside a room when, out of nowhere, a faint noise comes from the living room. Mind you, the living room is where the doll was last seen. The sitter promptly wakes up and begins to record. This is what he caught.
Yo.
Strangely, a toy inside the living room goes off on its own, but next to the toy is what appears to be the doll. It seems to be in the same position as before, until it's not. If you look closely, you'll notice that the doll starts to move on its own. It appears to be lifting its head slowly, as if trying to make eye contact with the camera before quickly falling over. The babysitter, who at this point has seen enough, hurries out in a state of terror. The doll, as it seems, had come to life. Despite that, there isn't a follow-up video to this incident. One can safely assume how the sitter felt throughout the night. But as with all videos, I'll let you be the judge on this whole encounter. Did the babysitter actually capture footage of something paranormal? Or might there be another explanation for this? It may just be that this video remains a mystery. "14 years ago, Mark Doe visited a private school in Seattle to use the school's recording studio to lay down a new track. Mark sets up his camera in the school hallway and is about to record a vlog for social media, but for some reason he just isn't feeling well and is having trouble keeping focused. Eventually, he just gives up. Much later, Mark is going back through the footage that he recorded at the school. What he sees chills him to his core. This is the video.
Okay. I'm not doing this right. Okay. I can't even see myself. I don't know if this is, okay, never mind.
Did you see it? The eerie, translucent figure of a woman dressed in a long white gown can just barely be seen walking down the staircase. But as the figure suddenly turns the corner, it becomes very visible, but then it disappears out of sight. Mark is completely unaware of what's happening right behind him, but for some reason he feels confused and unfocused. Now, it's worth mentioning that Mark has dedicated his social media and YouTube channel exclusively to his music. This 14-year-old footage is the only video on his channel that has anything to do with the paranormal. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this one. Now, this next video, we'll be taking a look at two videos that were posted on TikTok in March of 2025 by a woman named Emily Dell. In the video, Emily explains that she was hearing weird noises at her door, and she wanted to see if she could capture them on camera. And sure enough, she did capture something very strange. At first, it's hard to make out what's happening beyond the door, but as Emily moves closer, the sounds become a lot clearer. It almost sounds like some sort of strange static or crackling noise is coming from behind the door, as well as someone's voice. Emily says that she initially thought that it was an animal, but she eventually realized that that was not the case. In a second video that Emily uploaded later on, she takes us through her house and shows us that you can't see anyone outside the door, adding even more creepy fuel to the fire.
This is why I can't call the cops, because when I go to look, there's no one there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm not opening the door. There's like no one out there, and like, this is a window. There's no people, but this is a window, and you can really see out there. It's hard to see out there. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
So, what do you think is going on here? Some people think it could be the work of a mimic, a type of paranormal entity said to copy human voices in order to lure people out. Others have suggested a skinwalker, a creature from Navajo folklore known for shape-shifting and imitating voices to deceive or frighten. Now, how plausible are those theories? Well, it really depends on what you believe. Mimics are more of a modern internet urban legend with little historical background, but they've become popular in creepy story circles because of how eerily real they feel. Skinwalkers, on the other hand, come from actual Native American folklore, but their stories are deeply tied to specific cultural and spiritual beliefs. So, while it's unlikely that what Emily caught on camera is literally a skinwalker, the behavior, strange noises, imitation of voices, something unseen outside definitely lines up with how these entities are described. Whatever the case, it's creepy, and Emily clearly experienced something that left her unsettled. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. In October of 2024, a man named Claymore relocated to Tennessee for work and moved into a new apartment. For the first few weeks, everything seemed completely normal, but about a month later, the atmosphere inside the apartment began to change, and Claymore quickly realized something wasn't right. While live streaming on Twitch one day, he noticed movement behind him. As he turned around, he watched in disbelief as his closet door slowly opened on its own. And that unsettling moment was only the beginning. Over the following months, he began hearing unexplained scratching noises, heavy footsteps, and ghostly voices, while doors throughout the apartment would open and close by themselves. He knew something strange was happening, but he was worried that no one would believe him, so he installed multiple cameras throughout the apartment, and it didn't take long before those cameras captured the evidence he'd been hoping for. While Claymore was asleep one night, one of his cameras captured something on satellite. A chair in the living room slowly slid away from the desk, as if someone had pulled it. Moments later, the sound of footsteps can be heard moving through the apartment, followed by the sound of objects being moved around. On another night, as Claymore was trying to sleep, he heard the familiar sound of knocking coming from somewhere in the apartment. Sensing something was about to happen, he grabbed his phone and started recording. And what happened next made it nearly impossible for him to sleep that night.
I was literally just on the phone talking to my family about this.
The moment he started recording, 3 loud knocks echoed through the apartment. Unsure where they were coming from, he slowly panned his camera around the room, and as he stared ahead, things took a terrifying turn as his bedroom door began to swing shut. He couldn't believe his eyes, and although he knew he was home alone, he still went to check, only to confirm that no one was there. And the more time passed, the worse things seemed again. Just as before, something seemed to move the chair. Disembodied footsteps moved through the room, and for the first time, an EVP was caught. A disembodied voice that sounds like it's saying, "But I can't." Hearing this voice made his blood run cold, as he may have just heard the spirit responsible for all this activity. Eager to catch more evidence, he decided to let his webcam record overnight, and this is what he discovered in the footage.
The video you're all about to see is basically a series of clips I took from about 8 hours worth of footage that I filmed overnight using my laptop's external webcam. So the events in the video did not happen in this short of a succession as portrayed in the video. They're basically just a bunch of snips that I combined together instead of showing you 8 hours worth of footage.
From the chair moving to the doors opening and closing on their own, Claymore is confident that something was in his room that night. A chilling thought, considering he was dead asleep while this was all happening around him. A woman named Jay has been living in her house for the past 3 years and has found this small room in her attic, which she has only entered once since living there. After making a video showing the strange room and how hard it was to get up there, many viewers pointed out that it was a disappointment room, a hidden room often used in 19th century American homes to hide family members with disabilities and mental health issues. After many requests that she go up there and show the inside, she sets up a ladder to access it and finally goes up to the room and captures something deeply unsettling.
So I have this little room up in my attic and I want to show you guys what I found in here, but first, look at this. I've been up here 2 times. I've lived in this house for 3 years and I've been here. This will be my 2nd time. And I started doing some picking up, but that's my house down there. And this is, so if you close the door, look how tiny it is. But look at the doorknob. It's literally a foot away from the ground. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Okay, so anyways, let me just open that up real quick. Found this little guy up here. He has like a little thing to put batteries, which I'm going to try and see if it works. That'll be so cool, but it's so old and dusty. And I found him back here in this hole. I covered it back up because it's a little scary, but it's full of things.
As she explores the room, she discovers a strange hole in the wall, and when she looks through it, someone or something can be seen looking up from another hole on the other side. What makes this even creepier is the fact that this room is already above all the floors of her house, and she has to climb up a ladder just to access it. Based on the location of the room above, there are no other openings in the house that could possibly lead up there. So she makes another update video.
This is the hole that leads up to the attic that leads to the room that goes this way. So once you go up to the attic, the door is right here, and then the big room is here. And I don't have a drop down, so I've been using this 6-foot ladder to go up there, and I have to climb my way up the last half because I don't have a long enough ladder. But the intention was to go up there to put these things and use that as a closet upstairs. But anywho, let me show you that there's no holes on the ceilings real quick. So that's one. This is a room, and there's no holes up there, just this big hole that leads up to the attic. And then the living room, there's no holes. Okay, there's a room There's a hole there, but that's a vent. So, I mean, it's... you can't really see what was seen on the previous video. Plus, I was by myself. There was nobody in here. There was nobody walking around. This is the closet. And then there's one more. I'll show you guys. This is another room. Again, no holes in the ceilings. Another vent, but no like visible holes that you could see through. And in the closet, no holes. But there is a weird little door again. I don't know what's up with the weird little doors. That one's sealed. You can't open it. It's sealed. Let's go upstairs. We're up here already, and I got to the room, and I want to show you guys. I cleaned up a little bit, but to answer some of your questions, someone asked, what does this window lead to right next to the door? And I don't know. It's sealed, and there's like, yeah, it's just covered with siding. And then how did the furniture get up here? I'm assuming somebody built this up here. However, I don't know how this chair got up here. It's pretty big. I'm assuming right before they built the room, maybe they put it up here. I don't know. And then for the hole, there, as you can see, there's electricity. Oh, something else. These cables, these were all plugged in, and they go this way. Let me grab this light so I can show you guys. But we go here. 1 second, because oh god. So the wires go all the way in here, and they're connected to something. There's more trash on this side of the house. See? Oh shit, there's a big ass one. Okay, so that's that side, right? The left side. But the right side, let's go take a look at the right side real quick. It's so hot in here. Oh boy. Okay. So there's no mirrors. I know you guys are saying, oh, there's a mirror. There's no mirror. No holes. Just trash. Like, I don't know.
Now, after looking closely inside the hole in the room with a flashlight, there doesn't appear to be a hole anywhere else on the other side where someone could have been peeking through. So, the question remains, just who or what is this? Does Jay somehow have someone or something living in her attic space or in the walls? Paranormal or not, it's certainly creepy. In these next video, we follow a case shared by a mother named Emmy Rivas. According to her, for several nights in a row, the security camera mounted directly above her bed kept sending motion alerts in the middle of the night. The problem was that every time she woke up to check the room or reviewed the footage the next day, Emmy never found anything that could explain those alerts. No person, no animal, not even an object that could have triggered the camera. After so many unexplained recordings, she eventually started believing the camera itself was simply malfunctioning. But everything changed on a single night. That night, the camera captured something completely different from anything she had ever seen before. Within the first few seconds of the recording, the camera detects movement. As it focuses on the bed, it's possible to notice what appears to be a dark mist slowly spreading across the headboard. Up until that point, someone could argue that it's nothing more than a camera glitch. But just a few seconds later, something much harder to ignore happens. Some kind of invisible force appears to move beneath the sheets, creating a noticeable shape that slowly makes its way toward the pillow. When it finally reaches it, the pillow is pushed with considerable force, as if something were actually there. According to Emmy, she had never experienced anything like this before, and coincidentally, it happened on the very night her husband had to work late, leaving her alone at home with their children. Another detail that caught a lot of people's attention is that Emmy has dozens of videos posted on her social media. However, almost none of them involve ghosts, paranormal phenomena, or anything similar. They're simply ordinary videos of her family's daily life. Because of that, many people believe she had no reason to make up a story like this. But what do you think? What do you believe is really appearing in these images? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Paranormal investigator Steve Cutter recently shared footage from an investigation with Broken Wings Paranormal at the Ritz Theater in Tuil, Utah. The old movie house first opened in 1939, and over the years, many have claimed the building has a strange presence inside. During their visit, Steve believes the team may have recorded something they still can't explain.
As we begin our portal session, you can clearly see we are all in the room. LaDawn is sitting in the back of the theater. Watch the doorway on the right side in the back of the theater. You will see an apparition walk towards the bathrooms, and then just a few seconds later you see the same apparition walk back. This cannot be a person, because as you can see in this still, a person has full features even in the back of the theater. Amazingly enough, this was captured on both of the DVR cameras.
In the back hallway of the theater, a figure appears to move back and forth, even though no one seems to be there. But the hallway footage isn't the only odd moment captured that night. Later, investigator Erica has an unsettling experience inside the projection room.
Answer us.
I've told the best boy.
Who is the best?
Oh my God, something just stroked my god hair.
Are you sure you didn't hit that extension cord?
No.
Erica's hair suddenly moves, almost as if something brushes against it from behind. No one can be seen touching her, but the reaction is enough to leave the group uneasy. After that, the team gathers inside the old auditorium and attempts to communicate with whatever may still be in the building. While they are focused on the session, a static camera records something in the seating area.
Want to tell me your name? Suzanne. I feel things starting to come into the theater, almost like a show is about to start and there's stuff like starting to shuffle into the theater. It might be residual, but it feels like there's stuff starting to come down the aisles and fill into the seats. Especially on this side right here on the right.
A second figure appears to walk slowly through the aisle toward the investigators before fading from view. With two separate figures caught on camera, along with Erica's strange encounter in the projection room, the team is left wondering what else might be moving through the Ritz Theater after dark. This last video was taken by a man who caught something pretty creepy while taking a smoke break outside his house. It was 7 in the morning when this happened, which, according to the man, was a time that no one else in his family was awake, except for him. He was all alone, smoking a cigarette while staring at the woods surrounding his backyard. But after looking closely at the separate garage next to his house, he immediately dropped his cig. Although unable to move at first because of how shaken up he was by what he saw, he quickly takes out his phone and starts to record. Whatever it was that was inside his garage has left him too afraid to ever look inside while taking a smoke. This is what he caught.
What the f, bro? Okay, cool.
Although initially nothing is seen at first, the man records what looks to be a face that just suddenly comes out of nowhere. like something you'd see during sleep paralysis. A pale face emerges from the darkness as it stares blankly, with no motion whatsoever in its face. But not only does it lack any movement, but a body as well. This mysterious face doesn't appear to have a torso or any limbs at all. Whatever this is, it just seems to be a floating head with no other bodily features. Despite its unnatural appearance, the man is certain that this wasn't a family member who was awake during this time, because as he states, everybody in his family has a very dark skin tone. This, whatever it was, does not have the same tone. This video was taken in Gainesville, Florida, and to this day, the person who shot this video has no idea as to who, or even what, was caught on camera. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. If you liked this upload and want to see more creepy videos like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming uploads. And let me know in the comments which clip you found the most disturbing.